Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be going through more products that I've picked up over the past few months. I did a recent monthly makeup haul slash try on, close to a month ago. But there were products that I picked up at the beginning of the year that I hadn't gotten yet as of that video. And I've picked up stuff during the Sephora sale and other brand sales. So this video is going to include everything that video didn't. And I've got quite a few things sitting over here that I want to share with you. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be creating this look with those products. If that sounds interesting, please be sure to stick around. But if you're just now making it over here to my channel and you're not subscribed yet, maybe you've been lurking a little bit, you've been watching other videos of mine. If that's the case, tap the subscribe button, stick around, become part of this amazing community here. I would love to have you. If you do that, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's get into this video. I've got a bunch of newer products I want to share with you all. I've got like a pile over here on my bed. A little embarrassing. I kind of have just struggled with whether or not I really wanted to upload this and share all of the newness with you all. But you know what? We're all friends here. We all make mistakes and dumb decisions sometimes. So why not air that dirty laundry with you all and just share everything I've purchased over the past several months. So the last tri-monthly makeup haul I did with you all was stuff that I had accumulated since January. Well, some of this stuff showed up after I filmed that video, and it was stuff that I purchased in January. Actually, there might have been stuff from December. I don't remember. Sometimes it takes a while for some of these makeup brands to send product. So what I'm going to do is pretty much what I did with the last video. I'm going to apply stuff as I'm talking about it, share everything that I purchased, just have a good time. A little makeup haul slash try on, if you will. But I've got a lot to get through, so buckle up. It's going to be a hell of a ride. I'm excited. Let's play. So I have one contact in and one out. I know, you all shouldn't really be too surprised. You probably heard me say that a few times before. This eye gives me a fit, and I don't know why, so it's a little weird. My depth perception's off. Hopefully I can film okay like this. It's just very strange. And if I take both out, I will be totally blind. So the YSL Mon Paris is one of my favorite perfumes. But aside from that, I am hooked on Viktor and Rolf Bon Bon. This is a perfume that is very flirty and feminine. It's got like a soft, I would say, God, it just smells so good. Like, I want to bathe in it. I love the way this smells. Oh, went up my nose. That burns. And in my mouth. Woo, buddy. Burned my nose hairs. Oh my God. I'm not trying to be dramatic. That burned. Anyhow, it smells like caramel and baby powder, and I think it's got orange blossom. It is just truly a beautiful scent. I just love it. I love this stuff so much. It's such a beautiful scent. I just wish it wasn't so pricey. I feel like I got this on sale, but I don't remember. But I wanted to share it with you all. So I bought two primers recently, and they're both the same kind of concept. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip is one that I'm a little surprised that I love so much just because I have really oily skin. But this does a fantastic job making my skin look kind of radiant, but it also locks my makeup into place. I really love this. And then I saw e.l.f. come out with the Power Grip Primer, and I thought, wonder how similar those two are. I know I'm not the only one to make that correlation. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there with people comparing the two, but I kind of wanted to give it a try. I haven't yet. I'm half tempted to do half and half. Shall we do that? Let's do that today. Let's do half Milk Makeup, half e.l.f., and I'll let you know my thoughts. They're both super shiny, though. Super luminous. My recommendation with both of these would be just to let it sit. Put it on, let it absorb into the skin. Don't go straight on with foundation because it's going to be a mess. When I've done that in the past with the Milk Hydro Grip, your makeup kind of pills up. It's not a good time. I'm going to put the Milk Hydro Grip on this side. It's a thinner consistency, and it does make my skin very luminous, and it makes my makeup adhere to it pretty well. I actually really like it. I'm highly contemplating buying the full size because I like it so much, but I figure I'll wait until we'll wait until the little miniature is gone first. Like, look at that. It does get very tacky. And now with the e.l.f. I'm a little nervous about the e.l.f. one because it's super thick. Oh my. I'm kind of curious to see if there's any difference between the two though. The e.l.f. one's weird. Like, it feels wet, but it doesn't feel wet. I don't know how to describe it. But I used the Milk yesterday and with the combination of foundations I'm using today. So if it does something funky, I'll know that it was the e.l.f. primer. Well, plus it's on this side of my face. Okay. Yes, the e.l.f. side is a lot stickier. Woohoo! And shinier. Look at that. It's got that, like, glass skin effect. I'm hoping it tones down a little bit. The Milk one's already kind of, like, settled into the skin. Let's give her a second while we start talking about the foundations. So, y'all already know I'm a hoe for foundations. I can't help it. I love trying out new foundations, but I do have those few staples that I'll buy whenever they go on sale or, you know, with the Sephora sale, whatever. I did pick up another Estee Lauder Double Wear because it is my tried and true Holy Grail foundation. I love using this as a mixer with other foundations. It makes my makeup last a lot longer. If you're looking for bulletproof makeup, if you're looking for something to fight humidity, sweat, a 9-hour workday, this here, it's your jam, okay? Especially if you have oily skin. This is my Holy Grail all-time favorite foundation, hands down. It's very matte, however. That's why I like to mix in things that are less matte, things that are a little bit more glowy, or just moisturizing because it's super matte. So I also picked up the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, another very matte foundation, very long wearing, very full coverage. Love this. Love mixing the two together. Yeah, so I bought those two. And then I also picked up the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation from Giorgio Armani. This is like totally opposite end of the spectrum from what I just showed you. Very luminous. Has pretty decent coverage to it, but I love mixing this in with the more mattifying. I feel like it just balances out the formula. I don't know. I really love it. And then I'm also going to be mixing in the NART Light Reflect... NART? Wow. I'm also going to be mixing in the NARS Light Reflection... Jeez. I cannot talk today. The NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So we're going to do a little cocktail here of the ones I just showed you. And get that on the skin. Also, before we do that, the Becca Under Eye Corrector is Bay. I use it every time I do my makeup. So we're going to do that as well before we do the foundation. Okay, let's feel the primer again. I mean, e.l.f. feels like it did when I first put it on. It's very sticky. The Milk makeup, I mean, it's still a little tacky, but not like this side. Look how shiny. This side's shiny too, but not like this side. Super sticky. Let's just get it on. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I am forgetting something. I also bought the Chantecaille Future Skin Foundation because I'm a bougie bitch. I got mine in the shade Alabaster, which is not the right tone for me. I thought it would be when I saw it on the website, but it's orange. It's very warm toned and it's very, it just leans really orange on me. Like, I'm really bummed because I like the texture of it. I love when you have it on, it just looks like skin. It sinks into your skin perfectly. It's not heavy. It's not full coverage. I would say it's more of a light to medium coverage if you build it. I just wish it was the right tone because I really, really enjoy this. I'm going to wear it anyway because it's expensive, but I just really wish it was the right tone so I didn't look like a clown going out in public. But I'm willing to sacrifice, you know, looking clownish because of how much I paid for it. I also picked up the Il Makiage foundation because if you haven't noticed, if you've been here for any length of time, I am terrible at foundation matching. I'm just not. I have no freaking clue what undertone I am. I have no clue if I'm light, fair, ultra fair, medium. Like, I would say that I'm a light skin tone, but I'm terrible at shade matching. So I picked up the Il Makiage. Nah. Didn't work out for me. Let's just leave it at that. It was just a terrible shade match. But, I mean, if we're the ones picking out the shade for us and we're choosing on the website, which looks more like our skin tone, and we already suck at that, it's still not going to be any better when you're doing it like that. You know what I mean? So I'm really bummed. I was hoping it would work out for me, but it didn't. I'm excited to see how these primers do. Ooh, that's a lot of foundation, girl. What you doing? Alright, how's it applying over top of the e.l.f.? Is it the same? I mean, so far I'm not seeing any difference in application between the two sides, which is good. And I'm not totally hating the shade match either. At least not in person. On camera it looks a little crazy, but in person it looks a lot better. Do you know how hard it is to do this with one contact in and one out when my vision is as bad as it is? It's very difficult. During this time period, I also picked up several concealers. I don't know what it is about complexion products, y'all, but I just love trying complexion products. I love looking for like that perfect concealer. You know what I mean? The one that doesn't settle in the lines. It makes your under eyes look radiant and smooth. The only concealer I've found to date that meets all those guidelines is the NARS Radiant Creamy. But it's expensive, and I hate how little bit of product you get in this little tube. Let me see if I can read that. 0.22 ounces is what you get in here, and I just feel like that is way... I just feel like it's not enough. I feel like they're getting over on us a little bit. But it's such a fantastic concealer that I continue purchasing it. But I'm on the hunt for one that's cheaper, but that does the same thing. So, this is one that's a repurchase, but I love it so much, I decided to buy a second one because I'm almost out of my first one. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. I have mine in the shade 0N, and it's a fantastic concealer, but I do have to mix it with something because it's just a little bit too... I wouldn't say it's dark, but I would say it's my skin tone. And I like my concealer to be brightening, so I usually mix in something lighter, like the NARS Radiant Creamy. I marry these together. They make happy little concealer babies. Seriously, though, this is like a fantastic combination, and I love using that. But wanted to mention this because it is a repurchase. It's a fantastic concealer. So far, both sides look pretty similar. They look very, very similar. Yeah, I can't really tell a difference. So that's good. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. Anyhow, I also picked up the KVD Good Apple Concealer. But I grabbed a shade that was way too light for me. This one's in the shade Light 103. And when I tell y'all that this one is light, like, I ain't lying. It is like white. Why do I go for shades like that? I don't know. I have some sort of complex where I think I'm like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but it is way too light for me. So, not to mention, I've tried to use this on its own, and to me it's a little drying. But, or did I mix this in with something? I can't remember. I can't really use it on its own because it's so light. So anyhow, I bought that one. And then, last but not least, I was watching State of Kate. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Kate, and you like, she does more of a natural, not I want to say a natural type of look, because she does makeup, but it's more fresh looking. Mine's very full coverage, very much so like, give me all the coverage. Hers is more, it's coverage, but it's more of that like dewy, glowy, ethereal, like she's just fantastic. I love watching her channel, but anyhow, she sold me on this concealer. This one is from Fit Glow Beauty, and I got mine in the shade C1. Sorry, it's hard to read without contacts in. This one, in comparison to the KVD concealer, is super thick and creamy. It's just very emollient, extremely emollient. So much so that it kind of reminds me of the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. It's like very similar to that consistency, and I haven't fully figured out if I like it yet. The first couple times I tried it, my under eyes looked horrific, but I think it's because I put it over top of the Becca Under Eye Corrector, and I got a shade that was very similar to my skin tone. I feel like I should have gone with a lighter shade. So anyway, moral of the story is, I just need to try this out a lot more. I haven't given it enough tries to know how I really feel about it. But so far, it is not my favorite. So like, do I want to risk it and try that today? Maybe I should try these too, huh? Since one's darker and one's thicker and one's dry, I don't know what the hell I want to do. I'm worried it's going to turn out terrible if I mix the two. Maybe I should do it anyway, huh? Let's do that. Let's try mixing the two, just because I really want to find a way to make this work. It's just super, super creamy and emollient, and it scares me. I'm going to do like the smallest dab here and a small dab there. Like, you don't need much of this product. Maybe one more tiny little dab. Boop, boop, just like that. And then I'm going to take just a very little bit of this KVD concealer. Boop, 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 boop. Just like that. It's probably best to use your finger, but I like living on the edge. So we're going to use a sponge. And see what happens here. Please don't ruin my makeup. I don't think the Fit Glow has quite enough coverage for me. I think that's why I don't really care for it. Because you could still see my dark circles, and I'm like, oh, like that's not attractive. I like to hide all that stuff. It's just not my favorite. I can still see a lot of darkness. Ooh, especially when I do that. Look at the bags. So I'm going to take a little bit of my NARS right here. Did that help? Mildly? I think it helped a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, I took a little break. All right, I got a little snack. If I have stuff in my teeth, I'm sorry. Let's move it along. Okay, so again, not really the biggest fan of the Fit Glow. It's just a little bit too thick and emollient for me. I don't use the Bye Bye Under Eye anymore for the very same reason. It just kind of settles into the lines. It's just weird because as I've gotten older, I've gotten farther away from that type of concealer, which you would think it would be the other way around because I need something more moisturizing, but it just doesn't work very well for me. So those are the 3 concealers that I picked up. The next few products that I'm going to share with you are cream products, which I question myself, why do I keep purchasing cream products when I'm not really the type to use cream products a whole lot? I think I want to be. I want to be that girl. So I keep purchasing those products. So anyhow, I have gotten more comfortable with using this type of product. So that's good since I'm buying a lot of them. First, I'm going to share with you the KVD Mod Con Liquid Contour Gel. I really, really love this. I think I shared this with you in my Sephora recommendations video, but I haven't used this on camera yet for you all. So I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to show you how beautiful it applies. Actually, let's go ahead and do that first. So like the name implies, it is a gel. It's a little scary at first because it looks like it might be kind of streaky, but it just blends so well, almost a little too well. You know what I mean? Like, if you blend too much, it disappears, but you can layer it really nicely. It's not real heavy. Like the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, this is a very dense type of product. It's very full coverage. The Mod Con Gel is not full coverage. It's very translucent, but again, it can be built up. I love that about it, but it's also a good product to use if you have a makeup look on that is not full coverage. So if you're someone that likes that makeup, no makeup type of look, or you don't like the full coverage type of beat like I do, try out the KVD Contour Gel instead. This might really be up your alley. All right, so I want to go in with the KVD Contour Gel. I'm going to take, let's do cheeks first. And this, you have to work with this product very quickly. If you don't blend it out right away, it will set and it will look crazy. Don't do that. You want to make sure you blend very quickly. So I've been putting my contour higher up on the cheek ever since I saw that TikTok hack. It's a good hack, okay? It looks great. So I'm going to stick this up here, and it does blend out really well, so you don't have to be too afraid of it, but you got to blend right away. And I bring it up like that. But do you see how quick that was? Like, that didn't really take that much effort, and it's blended. Now, that's not quite enough for me because you all know how extra I am. So I'm going to add a little bit more. This one is a little bit, I don't know if I want to say glowy, but it's definitely not matte. But do you see how just like beautiful that looks? It looks very natural. I don't know about natural, but it doesn't look heavy and it doesn't look like full coverage. It's just it's very subtle. But again, you all know how I like to build things up. So we're going to do one more. And then I'm probably going to give it a rest on this side. I am going to put powder products over top, so it's going to tone down what we got going on, which is why I kind of build it up the way I do, because it's going to look a lot more subtle once I've powdered. But I like to layer my products. I feel like stuff wears a lot better on my skin when I layer it. It wears longer because I'm so oily. So that's why I like to do it this way. But this just looks so beautiful. Like, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Look at the difference between the two. Look how lifted this side looks. And just sculpted and glowy and then this side. It looks sad. Sadness. So anyway, I'm going to repeat this over here. I don't know how this applies over powder. I don't think I've tried that yet. I get really scared to put cream products over top of powder because typically it doesn't work very well that way. I think cream products work a lot better over top of cream products, in my opinion. It almost gives this like pinkish hue or like peachy hue. I love it. Oh, I didn't tell you, the shade of mine is Fair Cool 90. And it's perfect for my skin tone. Now that I have all that on, I have some products from Charlotte Tilbury that I want to share with you. So first I picked up Pinkgasm, which is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. It's a beautiful, beautiful pink shade. And it's kind of like a pink blushy highlighter or pink highlighter blushy combo. It's beautiful. It gives a very gorgeous pink sheen to your skin. You can build it up to make it pretty intense, but it's really pretty. There's a reason why it went viral. I love it. I'm very glad that I picked it up. Because I loved that one so much, I also grabbed Peachgasm. Now this one is more of a peachy tone. Same concept. It's just a really pretty, like peachy kind of blushy shade, and it's also very luminous. So then I saw that they came out with Pillow Talk, but this one is a highlighter. This one is not a blush. So that's the difference, and I didn't realize that when I purchased it. These are more of like blushes or blush toppers because they're very pigmented and they're shiny, but they're also pigmented. This one is more of a highlight than anything else. So you can see that here. See how light it is? And it's very shiny. Like highlighter shiny. So it's still really beautiful. It's just not quite like the other two. These two have more pigment, and this one's more of like a sheer wash of color. Not really sure what I want to use today. I do have one other cream product to share with you before I dip into those. So Makeup Forever was having a really fantastic sale on their website. I can't remember if it was 30 or 35% off. Might have been more than that. Honestly, I don't remember, but again, I purchased things on sale. So anyhow, I saw that they finally had their face palette on sale. So this comes with 6 cream blushes, and then on this side, you have their, it's like their HD foundation formula that comes in a stick form, except for it's in these little pans. So I've said it before here on my channel, but there's been numerous times where I've had people ask me to do their wedding makeup, prom makeup, homecoming, makeup for pictures, whatever. And I've contemplated back and forth on doing that. I really want to start doing makeup for people. I'm a sissy, and I chicken out at the last minute usually when I have the opportunity to. So every now and again, I'll pick up products that will allow me to do that. It'll allow me to do makeup for other people. So that's the main reason why I got this, because I can do a variety of skin tones, and if I don't have the shade, I can mix and match and make the shade. And then I've been loving on blushes, and for whatever reason, cream blushes, even though I don't use them that much, I thought these were stunning, so I picked this up. Just reminded me, I have another set of cream blushes to share with you. So Mel Cosmetics recently had a sale on their website on their cream blush lights. So I picked up the whole freaking collection. again, I don't wear cream blushes that much, but I really want to. Like, I'm really, really trying to be that girl. So I figure I'm going to force myself to by buying all of these cream blushes. This has 8 cream blushes in here. I've already swatched them all, ooh-ah'd over all of them. I'm not going to do that in this video because that would take way too long. But this entire set of cream blushes I got on sale for less than 60 bucks. It was like half off, and then they had a discount on top of that. I think I paid like 50 some dollars for this entire set, which is insane when you consider that these are usually over $20 a piece. So I could not pass up that offer. I love the fact that I have a variety of tones in here for both light and deeper skin tones. And yeah, couldn't pass up that offer to pick up the entire collection. So now I have it. The question is, what do I want to use in this video? Well, maybe we need to look at what type of eyeshadow look I'm going to go with. So I have a plethora of eyeshadow palettes that I want to share. So I'm not going to share them all quite yet. But I think the palette that I'm going to use today is the brand new Melt Gemini 2. It's just so darn pretty. And I really want to dip into this palette. So, in saying that, what blush do I think will match with this? I kind of want to use my Charlotte Tilbury ones. I also picked up a couple of powder blushes. Because I'm a creep. I love my blushes. Let's go in with Pinkgasm just because it is such a good, fantastic blush. It's so pretty. I am going to powder over top anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to be adding color after the fact, so I do want to show you what this looks like on the cheeks. Let me do that. So I was like really, really trying to get a hold of this, and it was sold out everywhere because it went viral on TikTok. So I went on Mercari. They had this on sale. No, it wasn't on sale. Somebody was selling this for like $90. Look, I may be out there when it comes to purchasing makeup, but no, I was not going to do that. I was like, nope, I'm not. I think it's ridiculous when people on Mercari do that. They purchase stuff that they know is like a hot ticket item, and then they mark it up like 300%. That's just insane to me. Don't do that. It's just skeevy. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to take some of this. This is, again, a product that dries very quickly, so you have to work with it pretty quick. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm going to dab a couple of dots like this. Looks super intimidating at first, but then when you tap her out, did I not move quick enough? Like, it dries very quickly. Ooh, doggy. I might have put a little too much. Oh, no. But, God, that is pretty, right? You know me. I love my blush. Love it. But you just wait and see. When I go over top of it with powder, it's really going to look beautiful. So we're going to stop. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Actually, hold on. I lied. I like to put a little bit on the... You can also apply it to the brush. If that scares you, putting it straight on the cheeks, you can apply a little bit to the brush and use that. But again, very pigmented. So I'm going to put just like a little dabby do. Ooh, that's a lot. And I'm going to put a little bit on the nose here because I like to look like Rudolph for whatever reason. I like to have a glowy little nose. Should I use a little bit of Pillow Talk? I kind of want to just to see what it does. I'm going to go in very lightly with this one because I'm a little scared. Just a little doot. A little bit right there. And we'll dab it out. Ooh. Okay. Now that's pretty. So much so that I'm going to go overboard with it. Wow. Okay. I did it. You all see that? Wow. I'm getting excited. It's the first time I've used this one. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that. That is so beautiful. I love it because it doesn't look glittery. It's just super freaking shimmery. And of course I went overboard on the other side, so we gotta match it up with the being overboard here. Now again, oh man. Wow. Oh, I love that. If you couldn't tell, that's so pretty. Okay. I mean, I'm feeling like a dewy, juicy goddess right now. Let's, put a little bit on the tip of this stippling brush here. It's pretty intense, y'all. And I'm gonna just like, ooh, put a little bit on my nose. It is so pretty though. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it. When I found out it was a highlighter, not a blush product, I got a little upset, but wow, I'm not upset anymore. That's stunning. And it blends in beautifully with the rest of the products. Like, it doesn't look like a stripe. Okay, I need to stop. Wow. I'm blown away. I love that. Now, powdering is going to take away most of the effect, but I have to powder or this makeup is not going to wear long enough for me to finish this video. Okay, I'm going to powder with my typical Huda Beauty setting powder, just because it's like holy grail. It never does me wrong. I love the way it sets my face. It locks everything in. But I did purchase 2 other powders that I want to share with you that I kind of use as the finishing step. So let me get set with the Huda Beauty. I do have one other blush, or maybe 2. Haven't figured out what I want to do yet, but I do have other blushes I want to share with you. Let's get powdered. Be right back. Okay, so this is after the powder. Everything just looks smooth. Everything looks kind of uniform. You can still see the glowiness from that Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk highlighter. It's actually still really beautiful. And once my natural oils start poking through, it's going to tone down the powder anyway. So, blush. Powdered blush. I picked up the One Size Cheek Clapper. This one's in the shade Very That. And to be honest with you, on the website, I thought it looked very pinky, but in person and when you use it and swatch it, it's very peachy. It's also extremely pigmented, like, whoa, pigmented. Like, you best be careful, pigmented. We got a cream product up top. I haven't swatched that yet or messed with that yet just because, again, I'm weird with cream products, even though you wouldn't know it based on how many I've purchased. But that's a cream, this is a powder, and then this bottom shade is like a blush topper, and it's that typical like orangey pinky type of shade. Very pretty though. So I have this one, and then I also picked up the Item Beauty Blushin' Like Cream Blush in I'm Crushin'. That's a mouthful. This, and again, I love the brighter tones. So this one is a really beautiful, bright, like, wow, bright, corally orange. It is super bright. Some people were complaining because they didn't think that this was a cream blush. And I would have to agree that it's not a cream blush. So I think I was watching Khaki Reviews Beauty, and she was talking about how this blush reminded her more of the Bare Minerals, their Bounce and Blur. And I have to agree with that because I do have one of those. And it's more of that, there's a sheen to it, and it doesn't feel like a cream product, but it does have that kind of, how do I explain it? If you put your finger in there and you rub it like this, it almost feels like a satin eyeshadow. That's how I would put this. It feels like a satin eyeshadow. Not so much a cream product, but it kind of is. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's really beautiful. It's very bright. I don't know if this is going to complement the look that I'm going to create today, so I don't know if I really want to go this route, but I kind of do because I want to try it out. Let's just try it out. Let's do... See how I talked myself into that one? Let's take a very fluffy brush. I like to use my Jaclyn and Morphe, what is this? The JH6, just because it's very floofy on the end. So if you have a very pigmented blush or a very pigmented bronzer or what have you, this is the perfect brush for that. I'm going to go in extremely light-handed with this because we've already seen how crazy pigmented this is. I can definitely say that I don't have any product like this, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to grab it. Like, we're going to do a quick little boop boop. Should I put on more bronzer? I feel like I almost need to, right? Maybe just a little bit. Let me, I'm really scared of this because this mug is pigmented. Ooh, I see it. You see that? Wow, and I barely touched this blush. Holy Moses. That is pretty, though. All right, Michelle, get out of there. Let's do this side. She's pretty. Got a nice little sheen to her. Wow. So just in that little bit of time that I was setting my face and doing the rest of whatever, it's like underneath my eyes. I don't know if I can get you all to see. It's just really dry looking. Not a good look. I should have powdered under there and I didn't. So I'm going to attempt to do that now and try to save it a little bit. And then we'll move on with the rest of my face. This Item Beauty blush is so pretty. But again, it's just very, very pigmented. So if you happen to pick this up, just go in with a very floofy brush. Be very careful. I love it. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it is stunning. However, because I went a little ham and I don't know when to say when, I am going to go over top with a finishing powder. Shoo, buddy. I'm going to go over top with a finishing powder that I've been really enjoying. I don't know if it's supposed to be a finishing powder, but that's how I use it. This is probably one of my favorite finds of this year so far. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Translucent Powder. And when I tell you that this powder is amazing, this powder's amazing. It has different colors in there, and I don't try to stick within one color. I just swirl my brush in all of them. I would assume that's how most people use it. But I go in with a really floofy brush, or like a fluffy brush. It doesn't look too crazy right now, but I still want to tone it down just a bit. So I'm going to go in kind of liberally, and then I think I've showed this before. Did I show this in another video? I don't remember. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend upward. And really buff out. It just gives this like filtered effect over your skin. This is such an underrated powder. If you go over top of your makeup with this powder, it just melts everything together and gives a blended appearance. It's not heavy, it's translucent. They have this shade, and I think they have a deeper shade as well. It is a beautiful powder. Like, look at that. Love it. So, during my little shopping spree, I had also picked up the Chantecaille powder. Need I say more? And I'll be honest with you, I like my Physicians Formula powder better. This one just doesn't do what my Physicians Formula powder does. And it's cracked already, and I haven't dropped it. I haven't done anything with it. I don't know if you all can see that. Can you see where it's cracked? It's probably really overexposed. I don't think you can see it, but yeah, I don't know. I got mine in light medium. I just don't think it's as good. And of course, the Physicians Formula powder costs a fraction of what this costs. But this one's just not as light. In my opinion, it's not as airy and light as my Physicians Formula powder. So I would say if you've been wanting Chantecaille, but it's out of your price range, like it's out of mine, try Physicians Formula Butter Believe It powder because it is top-notch, fantastic. I just need to get more use out of the Chantecaille on its own, but I really wanted to use the Physicians Formula powder today because I love it so much. I need to put on a little bit more bronzer because I'm pretty blanked out, like on my forehead and stuff. I kind of lost all of that bronziness, so I'm going to put on a little bit of bronzer really quickly, nothing that I recently picked up. When I come back, what else do I need to do? I need to put on some eye primer, and then we need to get into a palette, so I will be right back. This is going to be a very long video. So I did pick up the Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm. I heard Stephanie from Babs Beauty talking about this, like raving about it. I hear her talk about it all the time, actually. So I decided to pick it up, and I must agree with her. It is a really good balm. It's super hydrating. It's not sticky. It smells good. There's like 4 or 5 different scents. Yeah, but look at that. Juicy. I just wanted to get something on the lips because they were really dry and looking a little cray-cray. Okay, so, oh, just realized I'm wearing my robe. my trusty bathrobe that you all see in every single video. Really quickly, I want to go over some brow products that I picked up during the Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty sale. And then Huda Beauty had a really great sale going on, so I bought some from there. I like to stock up during sales like that because I know it's products that I'm going to use throughout the year anyway. So why not buy them when they're half off? That's the best time to get them. So something that wasn't on sale that I picked up was the Tanya Crooks Brow Gal Brow Pencil. I love these brow pencils. They're just really expensive, so I try not to splurge on them too often anymore. I used to buy them all the time, but these brow pencils are $23 a piece, and I can go through one every like 3 weeks, which to me is a little crazy. So I did buy a couple of them. I'm not going to buy any more for a really long time because I picked up other brow products. So when Huda Beauty had their, I think it was either 30% off. It was 30% off or more. Let's put it that way. I picked up 4 of their Balm Brow, I can't talk, holy shit. They're Balm Brow pencils. I picked up 4 of those. I go through those really quickly as well. So I also grabbed some of their Balm Brows Full and Fluffy Brow Gel. This also has little microfibers in there, so it kind of reminds me of the Gimme Brow. I really like the tiny little spoolie on here. I wouldn't say it's my favorite brow gel formula, but it's not bad, but because it was on such a good deal, I bought some of those. And then from Ulta, Gimme Brow, I got 2 of those because they were half off, so it was basically buy one, get one. And then Urban Decay also was part of the 21 Days of Beauty sale, so I picked up 2 of their brow blades. So again, it's products I know that I'm going to use throughout the year. I just figured, why not get it on sale instead of buying full price? So anyway, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to get some brows on. So now I want to get into the eyeshadow. I'm really excited, but I do have quite a few palettes I need to share with you that I haven't already shared here on my channel, most of which I haven't had the opportunity to use yet. Normally when I'm doing new eyeshadow palettes, I like to share them with you all, but I bought so many of them that I'm not going to be able to do videos, well, full like dedicated videos to all of these palettes. I just don't have enough time to do all that. So I figured I'd include them here, show you what all I picked up. If you all are interested in seeing dedicated videos to any of these palettes, let me know. I will try my best to do one. No promises. Again, I don't have a whole lot of free time, so let me know what you all are really interested in seeing, and we'll go from there. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is the Melt Gemini 2. I don't know if I already told you all that, but if not, oh, I just stabbed into that shadow. Well, that's nice. But such a beautiful palette. I'm really excited to play with it, and this is what we're going to be using today. I did a poll on Instagram asking which palette you all wanted to see. It was a toss-up between the Melt Gemini 2, the Heather Austin Adept, and the Patrick Ta palette, and the Heather Austin Adept palette won by a landslide, so that's what you all got a video on. But I still wanted to film with this because this actually got quite a few votes as well. Another palette that I picked up was the Nabla Cutie palette. I got this for the 21 Days of Beauty sale at Ulta. I've been wanting this palette for a really long time, and I figured if it's going to be on sale like that, why not, right? BoxyCharm also had some really good deals for their pop-up shop or their drop shop, whatever they call it now. So I picked up, finally, after wanting this for several years now, the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions. This is just such a really, like, beautiful topaz, warm brown color story. I just love it. I love the tones in here. I like this really gorgeous, like, marigold shade. Again, I've wanted this for a really long time, and I already have most of the rest of the collection, so I went ahead and grabbed this. I think it was at least half off. Couldn't pass it up. I was on Mercari. That's another little obsession with mine here lately. Whenever I'm looking for a new makeup product, maybe not like new as in this week new, but within the past month new, and I don't want to pay full price, I'll go on Mercari and see what I can find on there. I'm just really picky on who I'll buy from because I'm sure some of the products are probably counterfeit. And obviously I don't want any counterfeit products. So I'll look for people that already have a good rapport on there where there's a lot of reviews, positive about the quality and all that stuff. So anyhow, I saw the NARS Extreme Effects palette. Looks like this. I believe I bought it for like 20 bucks, something like that. But this is the first NARS eyeshadow palette I've ever purchased. I really wanted the new Summer Unrated palette, and I had actually bought that for $20, which is a steal because it's usually $59. But the seller was dragging their feet on sending it to me. I think it was going on 4 to 5 days. Look, I'm impatient, okay? I'll be the first one to tell you that. But then I went and checked their status, their ratings and stuff, and they had a bunch of canceled orders, and I was like, never mind. I'm just going to cancel this right now. So I did, and of course they've already listed it again, but for $10 more. So whatever, I'm not going to end up getting that one, but I'm just excited to have the NARS eyeshadow palette in my possession that I can try their formula. It is a really beautiful palette. I remember when this one came out, I wanted it, but not enough to like really buy it. But at 20 bucks, of course. Like I just got done saying a little bit ago, I picked up the new Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 palette. This is just such a beautiful, warmed, rosy-toned dream of a palette. I've seen quite a few people posting looks with this. A lot of them are talking about these gorgeous shimmer shades, how multidimensional and sparkly and just amazing they are. So I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I'm really excited to. Couple more. I know, I have a problem with eyeshadow palettes. I also grabbed the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped. I haven't bought a Too Faced palette since... Oh my, when was the last Too Faced palette that I bought? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I just thought this was such a gorgeous neutral palette. And it's something about these neutrals here lately that really have my heart. But look how pretty this is. Not only that, but it's got this... I don't know how to describe the scent. It doesn't smell fruity, nor chocolatey, but it has a perfumed scent that I think actually smells pretty good. So I'm excited to play with this one as well. Is this the last one? I think this is the last one. Unearthly Sleepover palette. This is my very first Unearthly / Alien, well, it used to be Alien Cosmetics. It's my first palette from them. Look at the size of these pans though, would you? I was a little taken aback when I first opened this. I was like, oh my god. I don't know if they did this because they can double as blushes, like some of these. I don't know, but I'm excited to use it, don't get me wrong, but I just thought that the pan sizes they're a little cray-cray, right? A little large and in charge. I don't think I need that much. I do like, however, the fact that the pans are removable. To me, that's pretty cool. I don't know, I'm excited to play with it. That's what we got going on. Oh, and I have some singles I want to share with you really quickly. So earlier today on Instagram, I went live for the very first time ever, and I swatched most of the Spring Equinox bundle from Terra Moons. So my Terra Moons collection has grown dramatically over this past year. The bottom 2 rows, there we go. The bottom 2 rows are the Spring Equinox bundle and some other random mattes that I purchased as well. So, yeah, I love Terra Moon's eyeshadows. I'm like diehard fan of their formula. I just love how multidimensional their shadows are. Shimmery, sparkly, eye-catching, amazing. Ooh, it's that type of formula. So, anyhow, I did live swatch these on Instagram. If you're interested in seeing the swatches, please go check it out over there. My Instagram handle is Makeup with Michelle Renee. I've always got it linked in the description box. If you want to click on it there, it's easier. It'll take you right to my page. But yeah, you can check out the swatches there. There are some amazing shadows in this collection. And then I had also picked up some shadows from Luxie Beauty. So Luxie is a brand that is a little hit or miss at times. Sometimes their formula is more like wet feeling, sometimes it's more dry, sometimes it's a little sheer. There's really no consistency there, and I think that's what some people's issue is with their shadows. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where my issue has been with them. But I did see their newest release. This is a mishmash, by the way, but let's see. The last 2 rows right here is the newer Luxie Beauty shadows. So I picked those up. They're $3 a pop, which is really, really affordable for this type of shadow. And I actually really like the formula on these. It's just beautiful. They're not lackluster. They're nice and sparkly, eye-catching. They're beautiful. And then I had also picked up the Party Favor highlighter from Kristen Lee Cosmetics, which is this one right here. It's just a really beautiful multi-chrome highlighter. Is that it? Is that all I grabbed? I think so. I hope so. Nope, I lied. Couple more things I want to share with you really quickly. So, if you're on Instagram, and you, well, most of you probably are, if you spend any time in the beauty community on Instagram, especially on indie brand pages, then you've probably heard people talk about Carla Cosmetics. Carla Cosmetics creates these really just beautiful, ethereal, multi-chrome, duochrome, loose pigments. And I'm really not a huge fan of loose pigments, but when I see people using these and the gorgeous looks that they create, I couldn't say no. So I grabbed 4. I have the shades Pillow Fight. I don't know if you all will be able to see it through the jar, like the shifts. Probably not. No. I kind of don't want to do swatches of all of this right now because it would take too long. So maybe I'll share these on Instagram or TikTok or something like that. I'm not going to swatch them in this video, but I have Pillow Fight. I grabbed Crybaby, which is a really beautiful, like, purple, and it's got, like, a blue shift in there. And then I also have Beauty Sleep, and this one is white, but it's got all these multi-colored reflex in it. And last but not least, I have Sleepyhead, which is a blue with a purple reflect. Again, really beautiful, stunning loose pigments. Love those. I had also picked up some of the, what are these called? The Chrome Flakes? I don't know if that's what they're called. Some flakies, but they're suspended in a gel formula from Danessa Myricks. I grabbed Lightning Bolt and Starburst. Lightning Bolt is very, like, you can definitely see that through the jar. Look how beautiful this is. Super eye-catching. Starburst? This mug is a little weird. It's really runny, and I don't know if it's supposed to be. Like, Lightning Bolt is not runny. It's a very thick gel, but let me show you this one. Let me show you Starburst. I think I might have gotten, like, a defective one. If any of you have this one, let me know if it's supposed to look like this, because I feel like maybe I got a dud. I'm afraid it's going to spill on the floor. Like, do you see that? Oh, it is. It's going to spill on the floor. It's jiggly. Super runny. Anyhow, I had also picked up 2 highlighters from 27 Rosiers. This is their collaboration with Miss Fame. I'm not going to use them in this video just because the last time I put them over top of powder, I didn't hate it, but it scared me a little bit because once you put it down, it's really hard to move around. It kind of stays wherever you put it. I grabbed the shade Incandescent Rose, which is this really gorgeous... Oh, it's not going to show. Let me see if I can swatch it for you. It's this really beautiful, like, cream formula. And this one is a iridescent pink. It's right here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's really stunning, though. Like, when you shear it out and put it on the cheeks, there's no cast. It's just a really beautiful iridescent pink. And the other one that I grabbed was White Hot Gold, and this one, just like it suggests, is a really, really beautiful gold highlight. And this mug's next level. Like, do you see that? Of course, like this, it looks a little crazy, but if you shear it out, it is really, really pretty. Wanted to share those with you since I had picked those up and I haven't had a chance to use them for you all yet, but I don't think I want to do that today. Like, part of me kind of wants to use this one. I did have it on my cheeks in my last video where I used the Heather Alston Adept palette. So if you saw the highlight on my cheeks in that video, this is what that was. Anyhow, let's move on to the Gemini 2 palette. So I'm really not going to spend too much time like showing you blending and all that stuff because this video is already going to be crazy long. Sorry. But I just want to do a really grungy eye look with like the deep greens and some of the rose tones. I just want to play. I want to have a good time. That's what we're doing. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with one of the peachy shades first, or like the really light pink shades first, just to give like something for the transition area, and then I'm going to really deepen that up, and then I'm going to put some brown and green in there. Like, I'm excited. I've never really thought to use like these tones together. Not like these specific tones, so I'm really excited to see what kind of look I can come up with. A really nice wash of color here. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you all, I put down my NARS eyeshadow base. I bought another one of these as well, just because it is holy grail status. Perfect for keeping your eyeshadow on all day long. I bought a backup because my other one's almost out, so yeah. I think I'm going to go straight in with the green, y'all. Let's go in with Almond Eyes. This really beautiful murky green. Ooh, I love that. These are really difficult greens, though. Like, they either hit or they don't. Really difficult. I want, like, a really murky look. Okay, now that I have the basis laid down, what do I do now? I know, like, in my head what it looks like. Sometimes that's hard to get it to translate in practice here. I gotta say, though, I've had this makeup on now for a very long time, and it's not breaking down. And the e.l.f. side is wearing the same as the Milk Makeup side for the primer. I can't tell them apart. I think what I want to do is deepen up with this really beautiful brown called Boy Mum, but then I'm also going to deepen up with this really beautiful deep red called LX Queen. Yeah. So pretty, though. Super rich pigmented shades. So far, zero issues. They're blending beautifully. Super pigmented. All the good things. Now, when they dropped these palettes, I already have the original Gemini. It's what turned me on to Melt to begin with. Just because it's such an iconic palette. I love a green color story. And they killed it with that palette. When they first dropped the Melt palette, the Gemini, actually, and Smoke Sessions, a lot of them had issues. Some of them started to mold. Mine had actually started coming up out of the pans, and I reached out to Melt when that happened and told them what was going on, and this was years ago. And they told me to send them pictures of what was happening, and I did, and they sent me replacement palettes for both. And that was that. And ever since, I've been sold on Melt, because that just shows you amazing customer service, and not all brands would be willing to do that. Because I had had these palettes, mind you, for probably at least 6 months to a year when that started happening. So they could have just as easily said, you're shit out of luck, but they didn't do that, and I really respect them for that. Like, look at this. Oh, I love it. Now I'm going to do something a little risky, and we're going to dip into that really deep shade here, LX Queen. I can't help it. I need to give it a try and see what happens here. I need to wrap this video up because I've been filming for a very long time today. Let's lay down that brown out this way first. A little bit. Now taking that really deep red. Like, I don't even know where I'm going. Ooh. Okay, I see the vision now. We're just going to deepen up with it, I guess. I hope that you all are able to see on camera just how rich this color is. Let's move on. So I want to use the two shimmers in this palette, the shimmery red and like the glittery shimmery green. I'm a little worried about some fallout though. Oh boy. I really love that color though. It's just a really deep, grungy, green, brown, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty. I would be content taking that all the way across the lid, but I kind of want to try out this red shimmer. So, it's not even a red. It's like a murky red-brown or something, but we're going to put that right here. I don't do looks like this a whole lot. Like really dark looks. Usually I have some lightness going on in the beginning of my lid here, but I want to try this out. I mean, it's different. It's different, all right. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I'm going to hop off here, fix it up a little bit. I just didn't want to spend too much time with the eyeshadow because, again, this video is already going to be long enough. I'm going to fix it up a little bit. I'm going to do some under eye work. Oh, I just realized I got some darkness under there. Shit, I didn't notice that before. Oh, that's nice. That's great. So there is fallout. Don't listen to me. I'm going to try to fix that up. Under eye work, rest of the eyes. I'll do mascara. When I come back, we'll talk about lips, and then we will hopefully be done with this video. This is the finished look. So we're going to do a really quick recap. I don't want to spend too much time talking about all this stuff. I ended up using the Carla Cosmetics Loose Pigment in Pillow Fight as my inner corner highlight, and look at that. Just a really beautiful, iridescent, red, gorgeous. I love it. I love the added pop to the inner corner. I finished off the eyes. I really enjoyed playing with this palette. I had zero issues with it. The eye look itself isn't like anything revolutionary, but I love how dark and grungy it is. And I don't think I would have thought to put that, like, those tones together if it wasn't in this palette, like, made easy for me, just because I don't always think of that stuff. I took the Melt eyeliner in Columbia. It's a really, like, rich dark brown, and I put that on the lower waterline. I took the MAC Magic Extension Mascara for my mascara. For the rest of the face, I used the Space Age Prophecy highlighter from Kaleidos for the highlighter, because, like, why not? It's gorgeous. For the lips, I used a Pat McGrath lip gloss. This one is in the shade Flesh 6. It's showing up a lot more, like, bright red on camera. I promise it's not. Like, in person, it's more of, like, a deep blood red, like a dark brownish red. I don't know why it's showing up so bright on my monitor, which sucks because it really does go really well with this look in person. So that's kind of shitty. I don't know why that is. To line my lips, I use the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This one is in the shade Love Bug. What else did I do? I feel like I did a lot. That might be it. I think that is it. So, wow, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm just going to touch on a couple things really quickly. I think you know how I felt about the KVD ModCon Contour Gel. Amazing product. I love this. My Physicians Formula Butter Believe It powder is definitely a standout of the products that I purchased. It just does such a fantastic job melting everything together. Really like a setting finishing powder. Not a setting powder, a finishing powder. I haven't tried this as like an actual setting powder. I just use it to finish everything. In terms of the e.l.f. and the Milk Makeup gripping primers, I don't see any difference at all between the two. So I would say if you're somebody that's been wanting to try the Milk Primer, but you're hesitant because of the price point, pick up the e.l.f. if you're able to, because I honestly, like, I'm really looking here. I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference in the way it applied, the way it's wearing. Like, legit, one side's not getting more oily than the other. I don't know. I think they did a great job duping it. The consistency is just a little bit different, as you saw when I was applying it, but overall, a wonderful dupe. Is that it? I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there just because this video was crazy long. I tried to give a lot of feedback during the application process, so I don't have to do a whole lot of recapping at the end. I just have a bad habit of doing that anyway because I'm long-winded. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the look come together and seeing everything that I purchased over the past couple months. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing with this Gemini 2 palette. I'm excited to see what other kind of looks I can get with it because this is just like very sultry, very dark. So thanks again for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Not only does that let me know that you like this kind of content from me, but it lets YouTube know, which means it'll push this video out there for more people to find, which means more people might make their way to this channel and join this amazing community, and I am so grateful when you all take the time to do that. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to tap that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video or if you've been enjoying other videos of mine. If you do that, tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.